Hey everyone, and welcome back to the SCREENY. When companies walk out of the Shark Tank without a check, we assume that they're going to fail, never to be heard from again. In some cases, though, it's the sharks who miss out on making huge amounts of money from companies that go on to turn over millions of dollars. Join us as we take a look at 10 times the sharks regret not making a deal. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos about your favorite movies and TV shows. Number 10. Chef Big Shake. Buying into food companies can be a risky business, but likable Sean Davis tried his best to make the sharks think otherwise. Pitching his gourmet seafood business, he asked for an investment of $200,000 to help him get things off the ground. Unfortunately, the sharks weren't interested in his specially made shrimp burgers, telling him that they would be buying into him and his personality more so than the money-making premise. Davis left without the $200,000 he wanted, but that didn't stop him from turning his little burger company into $1 million business. Prior to his appearance on the show, Chef Big Shake was only taking in around $30,000 annually, but that skyrocketed to over $1 million in 2010, prompting Mark Cuban to state that he deeply regretted not shaking hands. He didn't get an investment, said the business tycoon, but now he's just killing it. Number 9. Coat checks. We all know how incredibly annoying it can be to check your coat, only to misplace your ticket at some point during the night. Next thing you know, you're having to wait until everyone else has left to prove that you own your own belongings. Derek Pack was full of energy and enthusiasm when he presented his solution, a unique electronic checking system that did away with tickets for good. All of the sharks were pretty intrigued by the 20-something's idea, but only one of them got out their checkbook. Mark offered Derek the $200,000 he was looking for, but wanted a much bigger stake in the company, asking for 33%. Uncomfortable with handing over so much of the business, the young entrepreneur said no to the deal and went out on his own. Luckily, his risk paid off and landed some huge contracts after filming, including 2013's New York Fashion Week, Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, and the Super Bowl. Not bad for a simple service brought into the modern age, is it? Number 8. Proof Eyewear. What's the big deal about these sunglasses, you ask? Well, Taylor Brooks and Tanner Dame made these specially designed frames by hand from a variety of natural materials. The pitch was impressive enough to get the sharks' attention, getting 2 offers of $150,000. While the money was good, the equity the investors wanted was above what the trio wanted to give up. Despite swimming out of the tank none the richer, their appearance on the show helps the company take off. Sales more than tripled over $1.4 million, and by 2014, they were projecting sales of $2.5 million for the following year. The plastic-free products went down a storm with the hipster market and continues to do pretty well. Their ranges are often updated, and most of their products have 5-star reviews. If only the sharks had a little more faith, one of them would have made a pretty penny. You know what they say, hindsight is 20/20. Number 7. Echo Valley Meats. Dave Alwyn's Farm Fresh Meat Company got the sharks circling despite his poorer-than-poor presentation. Clearly nervous, Alwyn didn't quite have the gift of the gab, but luckily his product spoke for itself. He hopes to walk away with $300,000 for 20%. The meat producer actually appeared on the show twice, but his answers weren't good enough for the investors who turned him down. Despite that, all of the sharks placed orders from him and supported his flourishing business, even giving him business advice. Once he went away and figured out all of his numbers and exact business projections, he managed to secure a deal for $150,000 with Mark Cuban on his return. Most of the sharks put an offer on the table, but you can bet they're chomping at the bit, wishing that they had clinched this opportunity. These days, Echo Valley Meats has deals with Amazon and QVC and has become a multi-million-dollar enterprise. It certainly looks good enough to eat. At least Mark got a bite. Number 6. Ring. Jamie Siminoff pitched his video camera doorbell to the sharks, hoping to walk away with $700,000. Doorbot worked when callers pressed the doorbell, giving homeowners the chance to see who was on their property without actually having to be there. The idea was great, and the company already had a solid sales record up in the millions. All in all, he believes that his brainchild was worth around $7 million. Despite having great figures to back his business up, all of the sharks made their reasons to back out, apart from Kevin O'Leary, who offered up the $700,000 loan and wanted 10% of all sales revenue until the loan was paid off in full. It didn't end there either. He also wanted a further 7% of all future sales and a 5% stake in the company. You can't blame him for trying, but Siminoff understandably turned him down. Sales steadily improved moving on from the show, and it wasn't long before the company had more than tripled its profits. What's more, the biggest name in the business jumped on board. Sir Richard Branson worked as part of an investment team to raise $28 million for the company, giving it a value of $60 million. Not bad for a pretty simple idea. Number 5. Coffee meets bagel. You might think the world is overrun with dating sites, and you wouldn't be wrong. However, there's nothing quite like coffee meets bagel. Sisters Arum Dawoon and Sue Kang presented their unique dating app that aims to find quality matches for users using friends connections on Facebook. If both parties agreed to date, they'd get a voucher to go and get a coffee or a bagel. Simple, but effective. Their siblings hope to walk away with $500,000 for a 5% stake in the company. But Mark went one higher, offering them $30 million for the entire business. Although flattered, the three didn't want to walk away from their fledgling company and turned the big spender down. It didn't have that much of an effect on them though, as the dating app has now 21 million users. That's a whole lot of coffees and a whole lot of bagels. Number 4. The BOUQS Co. What could a florist possibly want to go to the sharks for, you ask? Well, this wasn't any regular florist. This was the BOUQS Co. The artisan flower company approached the sharks in 2014, hoping to walk away with a few $1,000 and a business partner. Despite their best efforts, a deal never materialized. However, it wasn't over. Robert Herjavec remembered their pitch when he was planning his wedding in 2017, and the BOUQS company ended up doing all of the floral arrangements for the ceremony. Herjavec ended up investing, and the company went on to become one of the most successful to ever appear on the show. Founder John Tabis said that there were a few days in 2017 when the company sold over $1 million worth of flowers in a single 24-hour period. It's not much of a shock to realize that the company is now valued at an astonishing $43.1 million. Why didn't the sharks jump at the chance when he appeared on the show? Who knows, but needless to say, they regret it now. Number 3. KODIAK Cakes. Who doesn't like a damn good cake mix? Let's face it, buying all of the ingredients for baking is a giant pain in the butt, so ready-made mixes can be pretty handy. Unfortunately for KODIAK Cakes, the investors weren't overwhelmed by the business idea enough to put down $500,000 of their own money. Although they all liked the idea of the natural ingredients, they didn't agree with the company valuation. Although the COO walked out of the tank one business partner short, the product did incredibly well anyway, and has taken an eye-watering amount of money since appearing on the show. Clinching the title of the fastest growing pancake mix brand in the US, KODIAK Cakes is growing 80% year on year, approaching $100 million in revenue. They say don't cry over spilt milk, but what about missed pancake mix? Just imagine the ton of cash the sharks could have been swimming in if they had taken a chance, rather than flipping off KODIAK Cakes. See what we did there? Number 2. The Lip Bar. The cosmetics industry can be more cutthroat than cut crease at times, and Melissa Butler faced a harsh rejection when she showcased her vegan-friendly, cruelty-free makeup brand's The Lip Bar. Butler later said that although she was turned down by the fierce business wizards, it still did her a massive favor, showing her that she needed to focus her attentions on an audience that really understood what she was trying to sell. Other makeup brands along the same lines have done incredibly well, including Lime Crime and Kat Von D. However, Melissa wanted to make her products more affordable to the average Joe. And guess what? It worked. Actress Taraji P. Henson wore the lipstick to the 2018 Oscars, and the products are now stocked nationwide in Target stores. Yes, it's not quite Macy's, but come on, that's pretty impressive for a small brand that started with a dream. Watch this space. We predict big things for this company. Number 1. XERO shoes. What's better than running with appropriate footwear? Running barefoot, apparently. Steven Sashin started running without shoes after constantly getting injured while out for a jog. And apparently, it worked for him so much that he decided to market the idea to the masses. Him and his wife Lena Phoenix designed a thin running sandal that gives athletes the protection they need while also offering freedom for the foot. Kevin O'Leary liked the idea but wanted 50% of the business for a $400,000 investment. Ultimately, that was too much for the couple to consider, and they walked away empty-handed. The show gave them a much-needed platform, though, and they ended up raising over $1 million from crowdfunding. Although quite a novel idea, there was a huge market for it. And in 2017, they made over $5.1 million. And this year, it's even bigger, with the projection being $12.2 million. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content, and don't forget to check out one of the other 2 videos on your screen.